We'll start off with a little bit of the kata work, and we're going to take a look at a move that's called Tekagami, which means hand mirror, right? We're looking at ourselves in the hand mirror. So typically when we're using the hand mirror, we're not going to be having it over here. We might, but usually not. Usually it's going to come right into our center line, okay? I'm going to breathe out and relax and draw my elbows slightly back. I'm going to control the center line. I'm going to establish Matsuda, or connectivity, right towards his throat. Okay, so now one wrist folds, and I'm going to take a look into my hand mirror. These fingertips are towards his throat. I'm going to attack. Both of these directions are in the same direction, and he has an off balance now. I'm going to peel this away. We got our age. And you can restrain as per you want, though. Control the center line, establish connection, fold the wrist, elbow to the body. My teacher could actually lift me up off the mat with this because there's a strong age. Obviously, I'm not as good as he is. Pull it back, grab the thumb, and from here, my elbow is going to attack underneath, and he gets to rise a little bit later than my teacher gets on me. All right? Cool. And now I get his thumb. And this seems to be the part where everyone's having problems, right? Is how to get the age here. This is the jiku, the neutral pivot point. This stays in one place in space. My elbow is going to scrape the ground, at least in my mind, and come up underneath, and I'm going to put it into his armpit, and look, he floats. Now that he's up there, I'm going to take his shoulder. Remember when I was tossing the ball up yesterday and then just moving it over slightly? I'm going to move that ball slightly over to where he doesn't have support underneath it now, and then I can just drop it. Cool? And I'm connecting. Those are always the first priorities in our aiki practice. And the hand mirror is a reshaping process. And typically, I like to shoot for a kata mawashi shape. I'm twisting his body, or actually his body is twisting as a result of being connected to me. And a lot of times, in a lot of Aikijujutsu techniques, the elbow is going to cross out in front of his body. So you're getting his other gun, his cannon, away from you by twisting the shoulders, and you're disabling the usefulness of this one by getting the elbow to cross over, right? And so here, boom, there is where. So might sound similar. I'm going to draw back a little bit. Let him breathe into me, invite him in. Come on over here, buddy. I'm going to control the center line. The fingertips are going to be open and relaxed. I had a bad habit of having them very rigid, and Ota Sensei got onto me last summer. It's going to be like you're holding a glass of water, not open, extending energy, but not rigid. Get into him a little bit. Bend the wrist, elbow to my body, and our elbows are connected now. So my elbow is going to steer his elbow in front of him as I get my hand mirror. I have him in an asymmetric balance break. He's twisted. And now I have pretend you have some boogers on your fingers, right? And I'm going to take these boogers and I'm just going to relax and cast it out over to the side. That's probably actually the hardest part for people, is to have a relaxed whip motion. So if you don't get it right away, no big deal. Here. What do you think? Here, here. Turn the body. Drop them down. That's fine. Nice, slow, learning jujitsu form. That's fine. If you can, begin to bleed it together a little until you can get some pretty nice. That's beginning to look like aiki. Another thing that you can try to think about as you're working on this, besides actually trying to make it together, but make sure that you're getting all the parts. Connect here, and as I'm coming across, I'm going to be cutting across his body. We want to make sure that we're cutting across the center line in most of our Daito Ryu techniques, right? So we got him up, hand mirror, cutting across him and pointing him in the direction we want him to go. while turning my body, while turning everything. Use as much of your body as you possibly can. One of the problems that I'm seeing a lot of people have is as they're coming in, people are trying to project too much this way, and they're trying to reach out and do techniques out here to the person. I believe that we have to bring the person in order to create a lot of the techniques, right? Now we're merged in a place that I'm powerful. If I'm out here trying to do techniques, crushing on this guy, it's in his realm, right? And so I believe the whole point in a lot of like aikijage, bring him into my world so I can drop him down. I'm not really supporting him. I'm giving him the illusion for a second that I'm going to be supporting him. So here as well, he's got, as I'm rotating him, he's using me to stand up. And so I'm casting him out there.